Hello, YouTube, and welcome back to the second episode of the Impossible Euro Trip. It's been a while since I've posted. The trip has already happened. We already went through the post-vacation depression, but we're finally back, and this right here, I'll actually explain why it was called the Impossible Euro Trip. So originally, basically, the plan was, go to Spain, land in Valencia, where I've already had pre-booked the airplane ticket, so that was set in stone, and buy a motorcycle, and then travel all the way across Europe, as you saw in episode one, what the plan was. So, impossible? Yes, it was. As a foreigner, basically, you it is impossible to actually, or at least damn near impossible to purchase a motorcycle in Spain, and in many other European countries, it's going to be the same thing. And so what happened is basically I've been talking to a dealership in Spain, the one bike that I've settled on after calling many other places, and tried to actually purchase it. Now, purchasing it, paying for it, etc., that was not going to be a big deal, especially since I was showing up with cash. Done deal. However, licensing came into an issue. You have to be a resident, you have to have their local tax number or citizen number, etc. And that obviously, unless you live there or you're a citizen, you just simply don't have one. Now, I do have some relatives there. I tried to use theirs. That worked. We could register it under their name, but I would be the one writing it. However, my relatives do not have a motorcycle license, which posed a series of other problems. And it all came down to the insurance. Now, time was passing by, the trip was getting closer to happening, like fly out date was getting closer, and about a week before I had to leave, turns out, well, there was not going to be any insurance. There was no possible way of me insuring the actual bike for me to be able to ride it with my relative's name, not having a motorcycle license. And yeah, we even tried to use the dealership as my local address, and it was just getting extremely complicated. Tried to even buy insurance for a whole year, and it was still a no-go. It was just we tried everything. I mean, that dealership was absolutely amazing. They tried everything from their end to try and accommodate me, and it just was not gonna happen. So ended up actually basically changing up the plans literally with 1 week left of 1 week out, basically. And what happened is I landed in Valencia, and unfortunately no motorcycle, so I had to rent a car. Bummer. But it is still a trip, it is still an adventure, so I went on with it. Rented a car from the airport, and from Valencia, ended up going into towards Barcelona. And while basically within that 1 week, I managed to actually book a motorcycle in Geneva. So I've prepared a little bit of an animation to kind of illustrate the trip. So basically, rented a car from Valencia and went on to Tarragona, stayed there one night, and then to Barcelona. Stayed a couple of days in Barcelona, and from Barcelona, basically, now I had to figure out literally a way of getting to Geneva, and I have not had enough time to pre-plan this or to find any means of transportation. What's the best way, worst way, etc. So in the 2 days that I was in Barcelona, while just traveling around, that was looking online at in the evenings, trying to figure out my way from there. So from Barcelona, I ended up actually hopping on a train, and the train took me all the way into Lyon, France. At which point, from Lyon, France, I had to switch over to a bus, and from there go over into Geneva, where I picked up the actual motorcycle. It was a rental. I didn't end up buying it, so it's a rental. It ended up costing me substantially more than what it was going to actually cost me to purchase a motorcycle and insure it for a whole year, if it would have been possible. But such is life, and yeah, so from now on, basically now this video is actually going to be a writing video, and cue in the writing videos. Hope you guys enjoy.
We